Tennessee's Secretary of State isn't expecting the traditional swift resolution to this year's presidential election outcome. Trey Hargett said Tennessee's mail-in voting numbers are likely to be much higher than normal, and some states count ballots postmarked by Election Day.
I don't think that we're going to know the results on that day, and I think that we as a nation need to understand that we would rather get those results right than fast. I don't think people should look at that necessarily as something nefarious that's occurred, but people should be patient and understand that just because we may go to bed on election night without the final results, that doesn't necessarily mean those results are less valid.
Tennessee's own election workers will be opening a lot of envelopes November 3rd. Hargett, who was in the area celebrating technology grants to the Kingsport and Johnson City libraries, projects 5 to 6 times the normal percentage of mail-in votes.
We don't have a good number on that yet. It wouldn't surprise me to honestly see, 250, 300,000, people decide to cast absentee ballots. We are seeing larger numbers of absentee ballot requests from across the state. I think a lot of it's going to be contingent upon what we're looking at pandemic-wise as we approach that date.
Hargett said election officials can't get much of a head start, even with ballots that arrive days before November 3rd.
On Election Day, when the polls open, they can begin opening those envelopes and begin the processing and counting of those ballots.
The man who oversees Tennessee's election process says due to the vagaries of the postal system, in-person voting remains the most certain option, especially in states that require ballots to be received and not just postmarked by Election Day.
We don't know the ballots that never got back to us. We don't know the number of ballots that got there after the close of polls on Election Day. But, election officials have done such a great job, especially during the August election, of creating a safe, secure, and clean environment for people to cast their in-person votes. So I think people are going to be much more comfortable doing that during early voting and on Election Day.
As far as Tennessee's concerned, Hargett is confident even in a season when the press is on to find lots of poll workers, so counties will have more folks than they need.
In Tennessee, our election officials around the state have done a great job preparing for this election. Our state officials have done a great job preparing for this election. All I can do is try and take control of the things that we can control here in our state, work with all 95 counties.
In Johnson City, Jeff Keeling, News Channel 11.